will impact how health and wellness brands will measure performance and optimize ad campaigns. So these new restrictions will result in the loss of critical conversion data, such as purchases and add to cart actions, which means that brands will no longer have visibility into these key metrics. So advertisers will need to focus on upper funnel metrics like landing page views and engagement, which provide weaker intent signals for Meta's algorithm. This shift also creates challenges for ad targeting and performance. So without detailed conversion insights, the algorithm will struggle to optimize campaigns effectively. And to adapt to this new landscape, it is important for brands to audit their classification in Meta Events Manager. So we can actually go into the Events Manager and see what the brand is classified as. And this is to just ensure that they aren't mistakenly restricted. But if you are a health and wellness brand, then you should be classified as that. Additionally, leveraging first-party data and shifting focus to custom events is what we will be doing to maintain effective targeting and optimizing. So what does this mean for our clients? Meta defines health and wellness brands as those that are, in very simple words, offering products or services related to physical and mental well-being. So think like medical treatments, supplements, wellness programs, telehealth services. So our clients like VSpot, Pura Vida, Opulent, GCC, and Rosie, I think all fall into this category because they focus on medical and aesthetic treatments, so which means they might be impacted by these changes. And one of the big challenges here will be the customer acquisition cost. So since we won't be able to track those conversion events like bookings or lead gens, our targeting will become less precise. This will lead to inefficient ad spend and ultimately higher cost. And the other issue would be retargeting with an attribution. So fewer conversion signals, it's going to be harder to retarget high intent users who have shown interest in our services. And on top of that, we will lose the ability to accurately measure which ads are driving the revenue. So the way around is to leverage custom events. By setting up these events in Meta's Events Manager, we can track actions that will give Meta's algorithm the data that it needs to optimize our campaigns and help us stay on track. So so over here, we just have a quick overview of what's going on. So the restriction is basically the biggest shift here. Meta will, like we discussed, Meta will no longer track bottom of the funnel events, and which will have an impact on ad optimization, fewer conversion signals to guide Meta's algorithm. It's going to be harder to optimize campaign. So lastly, the shift is to alternative tracking. We have to keep our campaigns performing and rely on custom events, first-party data, and of course, diversifying our ad strategies. So in this slide here, we talk about how do we actually move forward and do this. So the first step, it would be to define and prioritize the high intent custom events. So we won't be able to rely on standard conversions like purchase. So for example, we could track when someone fills out a consultation request form or when they start a virtual consultation, if that is something that any of our clients offer. I'm not sure actually if they do, but both would be showing that they're interested in taking the next step. And we can also set up events like pricing. If someone viewed the pricing page to capture users checking out pricing details, or if there's a quiz, a pre-treatment quiz that some of these clients offer on their website. If someone has filled out that can help us track engagement if somebody's interested in the service. So these events will give Meta's algorithm more data to work with and also help us optimize our campaigns. Yeah, Silpi.
So one question, I mean, of course, we cannot track the purchase directly like how we used to do that. But if a client has a checkout page, which could be dynamic, but if it includes certain keyword like, thank you or anything, once people are able to do that. So in that scenario, we will be, I mean, it will not be 100% data, but still like a 90% correct. We should be able to track that URL, right? When somebody is doing the purchase.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think like that's what I meant with the consultation requested. So if somebody's filling up that form and going to the thank you page, that we would call it as a lead, but that would also be for some clients that is just a consultation requested. So that's just kind of the same thing I was going with.
Yeah, and I think the only problem will be if they have multiple products, the value of the product. So we will have to go with the cap, not with the ROAS for those clients who has purchased.
All right. And then on slide 6, we have steps on how to actually set up these custom events in Meta's Events Manager. So you would create custom conversion, come in here, give it a name. The data source would be the pixel from the brand. Action source would be website. And then here is where you would add whatever pages that you are trying to track, and then create the custom event. Okay, and then moving to the next one. So after doing that, we need to optimize our campaigns based on these custom events. So essentially, we will be using, we can use value-based optimization also. So we can assign values to these custom events, and that will help Meta's algorithm to recognize which are the most valuable events. So this leads to better targeting. Finally, we should also be using these to expand lookalike audiences. So using data from these custom events, we can create high quality lookalikes based on users who have engaged with any of the pre-consultation forms, if they were looking at the pricing page. And of course, we can also run engagement-based retargeting using this data. So next steps essentially is, and I broke this down into 2. So for the med spa brands and then app install clients. So for the med spa is essentially to set up and prioritize custom events. So we'll implement events like consultation request or pre-treatment quiz completed, or just lead that we are capturing. And then these events will show that users are interested in our services. So we are making sure that we're prioritizing for those. And then for the app install clients, it's mostly implementing in-app custom events. So using Meta's SDK to track high-value actions within the apps, things like sign-up completed, subscription started, or first session completed. I think these actions will help optimize campaigns for brands like Rosie, and also maybe shift to value-based bidding. So assign values to these in-app events and run those campaigns.